So I was just watching Anthony Bourdain's show titled No Reservations, specifically towards the end of Season 2, Episode 11, where Bourdain stays at a household residence in South Korea. In one of the shots of the household, we can see this, a giant Sony Trinitron. But what model is it? In this video, I'll do my best to try to identify it. Alright, first things first to address. How could I tell that this blurry image of a CRT TV happens to be a Trinitron? Well, in the actual show that I watched, which was in much higher quality by the way, I could just barely make out what appeared to be the Sony logo, as well as the small white text in the top left corner of the bezel that would have said Trinitron. With that out of the way, I immediately went to the CRT database, knowing that whatever this was resembled some sort of KV Trinitron model. Just to show you what I'm talking about with the resemblance to the KV models, here are some that I found that look almost identical to the one in the show. The Sony KV-27S25, the Sony KV-20V60, the Sony KV-27S46, the Sony KV-27S15, and finally, the Sony KV-27S22. Personally, I think the closest match that I'm gonna get for now is the Sony KV-27S10. This is considering that most, if not all the features match up, including the gigantic 27-inch screen size. While watching some CRT related videos, I remembered that a CRT was included in the music video for OK Go's This Too Shall Pass. What I forgot about is that in the music video, the CRT would be promptly yanked backwards and smashed with a sledgehammer. But nonetheless, this music video was very nostalgic for me, so I did my best to try to find out what exact model this CRT could have been. So the first thing I noticed about this CRT was the Apex logo at the bottom of the bezel. So I promptly went to the CRT database and searched through various different Apex models. Almost immediately I found what I was confident was the exact model, the Apex AT2008. According to the CRT database, it would have been released in 2003, approximately 7 years before the music video's release in 2010. What convinced me so quickly that this was the exact model were the small details that I noticed throughout the CRTs. One example being the oval-shaped speakers placed towards the top corners of the bezel. There's also the consistent shape of the button console between both CRTs, as well as the circular power button towards the bottom right corner. The Apex AT2008 shown in the CRT database has a light gray bezel with a black back cover, which is also consistent with the CRT shown in the music video. Another observation to take note of is that when visibly comparing the Apex CRT in the music video to the other objects seen in frame, the CRT itself looks to be about 19 inches in screen size, which matches up with the description in the CRT database, which is 20 inches. And for those of you who might be wondering, this is what the TV's remote would have looked like, the Apex K12L-C1. A few seconds after the Apex CRT is smashed, you can also see at least 9 other sets in the background which have been obliterated, including some wood grain ones. Now being completely honest, we'll probably never know what models these CRTs could have been due to the shot being way too far away to read anything. Now, as much as I hated to see such good CRTs going to waste, I did consider that this was recorded during a time period where they were considered practically worthless. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.